Hello YouTube, my name is Venator, and in today's video we are hunting for some Tyrannosaurs with our Prime Allo pack on the Isla Pandora server. For those of you who haven't heard of Pandora, it is an awesome EU server based out of Germany, I believe. I used to play on this server all the time back when I first started, and it is still a great place to play. Some things about this server you should know. They have AI enabled with a population cap of 250. So it's not quite as chaotic as some of the other 400 pop servers. Also, there is no population control, so we figured this would be the perfect place to go hunting for some Rexes on. And most importantly, this server has an awesome admin team. So if you're looking for a new server to try, I definitely recommend this one. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's jump right into our first hunt. And as you can see, we are starting out here with a medium-sized Rex, and I just whiffed the first pounce. But luckily, my teammate was able to get a bleed going. And this is the name of the game when it comes to hunting Rexes. All that matters is that you get that bleed going, and then you don't let it stop. So we would each take turns going in to bait attacks, and then either try and get a pounce, or a claw swipe, or even a bite. Just keeping that bleed continually draining down and keeping him moving is all it takes to get these big targets down. And I know what you guys are thinking. Why not just pounce him all together as a group and pin him and kill him? And that's what we were going for at the beginning. But as soon as this guy noticed there was 3 of us, he ran down to this log and he stayed here. Playing it smart, he knows that we can't all get on the side at once if he stays around this log. He can use the log to knock us off. And even though he did get some pounces off, we couldn't all get on at the same time. And we were being really careful, because if some of us took a little too much damage, then we would be out of the fight. But after about 15-20 minutes of back and forth and trying to get the bleed and the little parrying and running in and out, and we took a little bit of damage and probably took some hits we shouldn't have. But luckily, because of taking one of those hits, my friend was able to see this bigger Rex creeping up. So we disengaged and decided to watch the show. And funny enough, the Rex we were fighting decided to reach out in global chat. And he was talking a little bit of smack, wondering why we were just running off when the fight had just started. And so, we let him know that he'd find out. And just as he sent out a GG, well, he decided to start walking, unknown to him, right towards the bigger Rex. And we were just waiting to watch. The great thing about Pandora, it has an abundance of AI. So you don't really have to hunt to find your food. As you guys saw, there's plenty of boar and deer around. And sometimes just watching a show is more entertaining than going and killing him yourself. And this big Rex, well, he made short work of him. He tried to escape across the river, but just like Dino, once a bigger Rex is on you, there's not a lot you can do. He can run and burn his stamina just as much as you can, and unless you're considerably smaller, there's not a real big chance of escaping. And this guy got him. And even though we didn't kill that guy, we had him on the ropes. We just couldn't risk getting ambushed by the bigger Rex and them teaming up. But as soon as we saw that the bigger Rex was just hunting the smaller one, we knew that we had to disengage. And while that's always considered a little cowardly, surviving to fight another day is what's important. And after we moved off, I finally had just hit that prime. When I started the video, I was nearly there. And while I was selecting my final mutation, this Carno decided to come up and headbutt me. I don't know what this guy was thinking, but either way, we made quick work of it. After gaining a little bit of weight, we made our way over to South Plains, and there we found this Rex. He had just fought something, or maybe multiples of something, and he appeared to be a little damaged. And while he was eating, we decided to take the time to scout around him. If we could verify that this guy was indeed alone, this was a prime target, and he was not near as small as the other guy. This was a decent sized Rex. I don't exactly know how big he was, but he had to have been close to being fully grown. And this guy wasn't taking the bait. We kept trying to bait him out into the open so we all could get some pounces on him, but he was staying near the trees. So we decided to circle around and just double check that he was indeed alone. And as it turns out, he was. So the fight was on. And while we go through this, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the fight. I've cut out all the boring parts where we just kind of stand around and watch. Fights like these aren't the most eventful. Most of the stuff you're going to see is just trying to bait attacks and go in and continually to keep a bleed going. At this point in the fight, we have done quite a bit of damage. His bleed has been going for nearly on 15 to 20 minutes, and he's definitely getting low. And you can tell because he finally sallies forth and decides, you know what, this is his last ditch effort. He either has to kill one or two of us to even have a chance at living. And honestly, this guy, he could have annihilated us. He caught Seawick here right in the open and almost caught me. I had a pounce that just hit his head and he could have gotten a crush on me, but thankfully it missed. And when you see this kind of behavior, you know their blood level has to be really low. This was his last ditch effort. And I will say, this guy made some really good attempts. He could have had two of us dead easily had he just hit a crush bite. I'm not sure if this guy was new to Rex or if his crush bite was glitched, because sometimes that does happen. You'd be surprised. But he wasn't able to get us. And then down he went, right there. And for our last Rex, well, this wasn't much of a fight. This Rex was considerably smaller than the last two. And as soon as Riley got on, I was able to just maneuver around and let him waste his stamina. Again, I'm just not the best with the pounces. That's like 3 or 4 times where I accidentally pounced on the head and it just doesn't land. But this guy, he was determined and he didn't have many options. He kept trying to chase me down, burning his stamina, which makes it even easier to pounce and pin someone. It's kind of counterintuitive. And after I finally was able to get my pounce on, well, that was all she wrote. He went down and we finished him off with the jazz hands. But seriously, I don't know what this bug is, but it just looks absolutely comical. After killing that Rex, we decided to go on the hunt for some cannies. We had seen a lot of canny allos around, and I personally really don't like cannibalism, especially when it's on something that's considered a pack hunter. If it's a dino or a Rex, I get it. Or even a Serato, you know, it's a pack hunter, but Serato is on their diet. And I just really get annoyed when allos go out of their way to kill other allos. I get it's a viable strategy, but that doesn't mean I can't be unhappy with it and go around killing every single canny allo I find. And that's exactly what we were trying to do. And that pretty much concludes this week's video. I know it's a little shorter and you guys have really been kind and enjoying the new longer formatted videos, but as with life, all good things must come to an end. Just kidding. This is just a 1 week thing. I'll get back to the longer formatted videos eventually. Just work and life has gotten busy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll see you all next time and happy hunting.